Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of the Smithsonian collection of newspaper comics. This is by Bill Blackbeard and Martin Williams. Of course, a label stuck over there, quite sticky as well, unfortunately, but that's always the way. Forward by John Cannaday, and this book's got 336 pages. Book came out in 1977, obviously full of US newspaper thing, and it's colour and black and white, so there's a right mix of different ones. Not every page is full of, obviously, the strips. There's some information as well. So let's just go through it. It's a really, really good book. It's got a lovely introduction. And you can also see some of the contents there. It's all the content. You can see the sort of things that are going to be in it. See the list there. And some more on that page as well. So you can see the list there. Well, you've got a forward. You've also got Comic Treasures of American Newspapers. And that gives a clue that it's definitely American ones. It's not UK or Japanese or German, etc. Solidly US and just superb. Some lovely colour. Reproduction is superb. Virtually all of them, I see all of them, have got copyright information, so you can just see a little copyright information down there. And it gives obviously the paper, etc. And obviously it was many papers, I'm certain, were involved. 1918, 1920s, etc. 1905, this one. And her name was Maud. Just really beautiful. The quality is superb. I mean, they're really, really crisp. Really looks superb. Little Nemo, obviously, probably done better nowadays because, of course, you've got lots and lots of books that have come out and really done brilliant reproductions of. But this was pretty amazing for 1977. And there is a similar one, I think, for actual comic books as well. I haven't got that one, which is one, it's a pity really. I wish I did have it at one time. However, I haven't got it now. And this one, it's got a whole range of different ones. Many of them I've never heard of. You've got Mama's Angel Child there. Some of the artwork is really strange, very odd, very unusual style, really quite intense and very innovative in many ways. I mean, this is very abstract art. It's got like the paint all... I mean, look at that. I mean, there's a scene there of the kids sort of all... that would not look out of place in some sort of modern sort of now. Really, really odd. And some of the artwork is, well, absolutely brilliant. I love this. I mean, this one is... That one, that's glorious. Absolutely glorious. Very, very dynamic, very energetic, and full of lots of inventive little... I love also the balloons and things. They always, like the word balloons, very different. They weren't like conventional ones that you quite often get nowadays. These were just all over the place, and also they crammed a lot of text in. There was no messing around there. They just pile in the text. So you got some, but it's still really good. This one is George Herriman, and you've got quite a lot sometimes, and then maybe only a couple of strips. That's it. You've got one or two strips. You got here Mutt and Jeff, so you've got a Mutt and Jeff one there. But you might have like only one or two bits for some of the others. He's got here Polly and her pals. I mean, again, amazingly inventive. Beautiful artwork, absolutely glorious. So like I say, some are in colour, some in black and white. You've got here The Land of Wonderful Dreams. And this one's the Bringing Up Father. And of course, many have been reprinted. People like IDW Publishing. I mean, they've been bringing out loads of these volumes, like Fantagraphics, whatever. There's loads of these collections now available. Unfortunately, of course, many of them go out of print very quickly. So if you don't get them when they come out, quite often if you look for them later, they are quite expensive. So always worth picking up if you can find them when they're fresh. And you got just a brilliant way. Oh, I don't think someone's did a drawing there. Someone obviously left there. Barney, this one. I don't know what this one is. Doesn't always give the information about the thing unless you can actually see, obviously, the comic strip, what it is. You know what it is, of course. Sometimes you think, oh, what is it? Unless you obviously, back to front. I do not. So you got Buck Rogers. You got, like I say, some lovely lot of text there as well, but you've got Buck Rogers, you've got the artwork there, and it gives it Buck Rogers, Phil Nolan, and Dick Calkins, and that was 1932, 1933. And they got a few pages. Haven't got many pages, but a few. And then you've got Flash Gordon, you've got Prince Valiant, of course, brilliant. Absolute Harold Foster, not Harold R. Foster, give it full one. That's 1938. Of course, they're brilliant. I've got a couple of the volumes of the Prince Valiant, absolutely. Thimble Theatre as well, some of the early ones there, really, really good. I think they just brought out those as well recently. They're brought out a new volume of those. And I haven't got it. I didn't buy it, which probably I'll regret later if it goes out of print and I think, oh, that's that. However, that's the way it is. And, well, this is a weird one. I don't know what this one is, actually. Very odd. And I say I really don't know. And it doesn't, unfortunately, give information about the thing. I mean, it's Barnaby, apparently. Okay, Barnaby, I guess. That was 1943. Crockett Johnson. Oh, I mean, some of the reproductions, I don't know where they got, if this is the original pages, because sometimes they're very, very crisp. I don't believe they could have been done from, maybe they are, I don't know, from the actual newspapers, because they are really, really sharp. So I assume that they're from the source material. In many ways, it's very clear. And this one, obviously, you got Little Orphan Annie. Now, some of them, there's bits of times when you look at the art, it's a bit rough in places, but most of the time, it's really absolutely stunningly sharp. Really great little stories as well. And again, of course, there were lots of Little Orphan Annie books that came out many years ago. I think they're quite hard to get now, actually. I have looked occasionally, I think, I might, and then I look at the prices. I think, Terry and Pirates, and that's Milton Caniff, absolutely glorious as well. You've got, obviously, Pogo. You've got, I think, Pogo, certain Pogos in here. Some Pogo somewhere. You've got Cordo. Of course, you've got Peanuts. And BC by Johnny Hart, as it says there. And so on. Loads of, I said Pogo. Is Pogo in here? I'm certain Pogo is in here. Don't take my word for that, because I can't see it. There's always a way when you flick through looking for it. But I would be very surprised if they didn't have Pogo in here, because they should. But you've got Doomsbury, Beetle Bailey. You've got loads of Peanuts, Gordo, Pogo. I knew it was Pogo. Whenever I say something like that, you think, it's got Pogo in, and then I suddenly find I can't find it. Now, Pogo, of course, they've been bringing out those volumes of the Pogo, and they're just superb. And these are obviously superb as well. But I must admit, I prefer them actually in really crisp black and white than in colour, actually. Sometimes it's just, however, that's the way thing. But this is just a brilliant book. This is just such a brilliant resource of vast. You think, it'd be lovely if they brought out a second volume or third volume collection of even more of these sort of ones, because it's just, there must be more newspaper comics that have come out since, and it would be brilliant. But this is just great. Really, a must have. If you're into newspaper comic strips, you'd have to have this book. So this is totally recommended, brilliant book. So Smithsonian collection of newspaper comics.